Even after the last shots of the September campaign fell silent, the fight for Poland was far from over. The human cost of those 5 weeks was staggering. Nearly 70,000 Polish soldiers gave their lives, with another 133,000 wounded. The scale of capture was immense. Around 300,000 soldiers were taken prisoner by the Germans, and another 250,000, including almost 18,000 officers, fell into Soviet hands. Amidst the chaos, about 83,000 managed to escape to neutral neighbors, primarily Romania and Hungary, hoping to continue the fight. In contrast, German losses were around 17,000 killed, while Soviet casualties remain a dark, unknown figure to this day. For the Polish public, who had been assured of their nation's military strength, the speed of the defeat was a bitter shock. Initially, many blamed their own pre-war government. It was only in the devastating years that followed, as the same German war machine rolled across Europe, conquering everything from Paris to the very gates of Moscow by 1941, that the true context of Poland's struggle became clear. Poland hadn't just lost a battle, it had faced a military behemoth that would soon dominate a continent. Let's be clear about the odds. In September 1939, German superiority in every single category of weaponry was simply overwhelming. They had more tanks, more planes, and more modern equipment. The Polish army, despite its bravery, was fighting a technologically superior force. Then, just as Poland was reeling from the initial German onslaught, the final blow came from the east. On September 17th, the Soviet Red Army invaded, stabbing Poland in the back. Within days, they had seized the entire eastern half of the country, collapsing the Polish rear and making any organized defense impossible. It was a fatal two-front war against two of the world's most powerful dictatorships. Compounding this military nightmare was a sense of betrayal. Poland had alliances with France and Great Britain, who had promised military assistance. But those promises evaporated. The promised offensive in the West never materialized, leaving Poland to fight and die alone. This lack of support, coupled with internal issues, sealed Poland's fate. Communication systems on the Polish side broke down, leading to poor coordination between fighting units. The command structure itself proved to be a critical weakness, concentrating all major decisions in the hands of one person. Commander-in-Chief, rather than empowering army or front-level generals, created bottlenecks and paralysis. As news of the Soviet invasion spread like wildfire, it, along with the general chaos and panic, shattered the morale of many soldiers who were still fighting valiantly. While Polish soldiers were still bleeding on the battlefield, the architects of their country's destruction met in Moscow. On September 28, 1939, Germany and the USSR signed the German-Soviet Boundary and Friendship Treaty. This cynical document finalized the fourth partition of Poland. They drew a new border right through the heart of the country, following the lines of the Pisa, Narew, Bug, and San rivers. But they weren't the only ones carving up the nation. Slovakia, which had participated in the invasion, occupied small territories in Spish and Orawa. The historic city of Vilnius and its surrounding region were initially handed over to Lithuania by the Soviets, only for the entire Lithuanian state to be absorbed into the Soviet Union the following year. The map of Poland was erased. The country was occupied, but Poland itself was not defeated. This is a crucial point. Even as the government officials were interned in Romania, they refused to sign any document of surrender. The Polish state continued to exist. Following the constitution, President Ignacimo Siki, though in exile, appointed his successor, Dolew Adisau Roczkowicz, the former Speaker of the Senate. President Roczkowicz's very first act was to form a new government. He appointed General Władysław Sikorski as Prime Minister. From this new base, General Sikorski made a solemn vow to the world. Poland would continue the fight, alongside its allies, France and Great Britain. The Polish nation would struggle on, no matter the cost, until its independence was fully restored. The September campaign was not the end of the story. It was the beginning of a new, arduous chapter in Poland's undying fight for freedom. Thank you for watching. The story of Poland during World War II is one of incredible resilience and sacrifice. If you found this history meaningful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that deserve to be told. See you in the next one.